Hey friends, today you're working on IXL S.10 slope-intercept form, write an equation from a table. So on the first section, you're going to find either the slope or the y-intercept. So on this equation, it's obviously, remember, the slope is, we have y equals mx plus b, or f of x equals ax plus b. Same thing. We have f of x in this lesson. So the letter or the number next to your x is going to be your slope, and then the number without the x or variable is going to be your y-intercept. So in this one, they're looking for a y-intercept. My y-intercept is when x is 0 on my table. So where x is 0, I go to y. So x is 0, y is 30. So my y-intercept is 30. Remember, you're going to have to work backwards sometimes to get that y-intercept. On this one, we're looking for slope. So we're looking for the change in y over the change in x. I can take my second number minus my first number. 30 minus 25 is 5. So my change in y is 5. Over my change in x, we're adding 1 over here. 5 over 1 is 5 divided by 1, which equals 5. Okay, and for example, on this one, we would have to work our way backwards to find what our y-intercept is. So I see my change on this side is 1. So I have to go back, work backwards to get to 0. On this side, I'm also adding 1 each time. So if I'm adding to work backwards, I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to go backwards here, and I would write this down. So I would write down the table and write down working backwards. So when x is 4, my y is 2. So if I went backwards 1, when x is 3, I would subtract 1 on this side. So when x is 3, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 0. When x is 1, y is negative 1. And when x is 0, y is negative 2. Now notice it already has the minus here, so I'm just going to put the 2 here. All right. Now looking at the next section, you'll have to find both the slope and the y-intercept. So remember, I can use my calculator and say, what is negative 16 minus negative 27, or negative 5 minus negative 16, 6 minus negative 5. But use your calculator when you're unsure with these negative numbers. So if I said 6 minus negative 5, I would get 11 because we're adding 11 each time on this side. And over here, I'm going up by 1. So I would have positive 11 over 1. So my slope is 11. And then I would have to work backwards to get my y-intercept when x is 0. So when x is 0, see, I'm working backwards. I would subtract 11. So I would have negative 27 minus 11, which would be negative 38. There's already a negative here, so I'm just going to put the 38. It might take you some time, but you can do this. When x is 0, your y is your y-intercept. Okay, next section, because I don't want to run out of time. This part you have to do both. You actually have to write f of x. If you don't write your f of x equals, it's going to tell you it's wrong. And it tells you that here. Write your answer as an equation with f of x first, followed by an equal sign. So then I'm going to find what is my slope. On the x side, we're adding 1. On my y side, going from 1 to 2, or 2 minus 1 is a positive 1. So my slope is 1x. I can write 1x, or I can just write x. And then I have to find my y-intercept. So I'm going to work my way back. When my x is 1, my y is 0. When my x is 0, my y is negative 1. So I'm going to say minus 1. Keep in mind, if you get a wrong answer, let's say I just put the wrong answer, it will give you an explanation. Read it.